Okay, Huff Hollow members, this is the new LP refrigerator powered by propane. Got a refrigerator and a freezer. Got two freezer plates in here, one on the bottom, colder one on the top. They cool down. And have this unit in the back here. It cools the refrigerator. I also have two thermostats, one for each. In the back of the thermostat, you can turn them on and off. Be sure you turn it off when you leave. Save the batteries. Also, there's a light in here. I have the bulb out. Here's the bulb. It's an LED bulb. You can see that. Unscrew that also when you leave. If you don't, it'll wear out the batteries. Okay, first things first, come over here, side of the window, by the fishing rods, turn the valve on. Now, you light it underneath here. Hopefully there's enough light here. I'll probably just leave that off. First thing is you turn this to on. Turn your thermostat to 3. And you have to press this valve, the gas safety valve, as you snap this, the igniter. So, I'm going to try and do this one-handed. I'm going to hold that in, I'm going to light. Okay, hear that bark? That's it trying to light. Okay, keep an eye on that gauge. See how it's still in the white? That means it's still trying to start. Okay, now watch the gauge. So you go over to the green, that means it's lit. That barking sound is it doesn't quite have enough fuel to start, so just keep hitting that igniter button. Back in there is the chimney. You can actually sit up on the counter here and reach back and feel the heat coming out of it. So, from what I saw, oh, I forgot something. This grill is normally on here over the top of the ignition stuff. Left side goes on first. Drops in there and then it snaps on. Pretty simple. Now, from what I saw, it took a good 3.5 hours for it to cool down. The freezer cools down first. Within 2 hours or so, that was below freezing. And then a good 3.5, somewhere 3.5, 4 hours. And it doesn't matter how you set that thermostat. So don't floor it and thinking that that's going to be faster. It's not going to be faster. The other bad habits with this would be putting the food in early. Okay, don't put food in until it's like 45 degrees minimum. Or else it's just going to suck all the cold out of your food, and it's just going to take longer. So 3.5 to 4 hours. Just watch the thermostats that are inside, and try, while it's cooling down. Obviously, don't open it too far. Just peek in at the thermostats, and save your cold. These are convection refrigerators, so they don't have fans or anything. So preserve your cold. If you need to start it manually, you use the same scenario. You turn this on, press that, and then you have to pull the refrigerator out and have somebody press that while you light it with some flame source. To roll the refrigerator out, though, unfortunately, they don't have adjustable rollers on these. They have separate adjusters. So you got to turn those adjusters back up in. And then the rollers in the front, which are behind this adjuster, will make contact, and then it'll roll easily. It will not move with these feet down. And with these feet down, once you roll it back in, move it back in, this is 4 inches from the bottom of this to the floor on both sides. So that makes it level. And this has to be level to work. In the back, can't see it, I'll send you some pictures. There's 2 shims nailed to the floor. The one shim ramps up the left side, so it's even in the back, level in the back. And the shim on the right side behind that wheel is a stop. And the reason for that is so that chimney doesn't lay against the log. Don't force it. When you go back, you should feel that stop, and then that should be it. I went over the lights. There's the bulb. Make sure the bulb is out when you leave, or else it'll just stay on and, just cook the batteries away. Now, let's shut it down. Now, suggestions. If you're going to leave super early in the morning, like 6, 7 o'clock, I would suggest that you turn the fridge off before you go to bed. It will retain most of its cold overnight, and the important thing is most of the frost will be off those fins, and the freezer will be wet. These plates will be wet like they are now by morning. If you're going to leave, if you're going to be up for 3-4 hours, then get up and empty the refrigerator, turn it off, and by then you should have plenty of time. Anyway, pretty simple. Just turn it off. That's it. Left side there, turn it off. See that gauge go down into the white? It's off. Forget to close the valve. Before you leave, wipe it out. Try and get the fins dry as you can. It's tough to get in there. Make sure these plates are nice and dry, the top's dry. Just wipe it out real good. Now, I would suggest leaving one of these drawers out a little bit. Keep the door open. A little more than that. like say there, would be fine. This seems like it stays, the freezer, on its own. That's fine right there. That'll keep it from molding and everything else. Just don't put anything on the surface of the refrigerator, like magnets and shit like that, that's going to ruin the finish. Now, that should be about it. If you have any other questions, call me. Here's the manual. I'll leave it on top. I suggest everybody read it, because there's a lot in that manual. Good piece of documentation. I'm impressed. And don't forget, these thermometers turn on and off. Turn them off when you leave. Enjoy. Look at that baby.